Hello, my name is John Waller. I'm a program manager with the Arrowhead Center here at New Mexico State University, and I'm in charge of our FAST program. So it's Federal and State Technology Partnership Program. We help people get SBIR and STTR funding just by guiding them through the process. So I wanted to make a quick video about what's new in the 2026 SBIR and STTR reauthorization. So as a quick outline, we're going to talk about what changed, just some of the updates, and then we're going to talk about how FAST can help support you as you are applying to SBIR and STTR funding. So let's get into what changed. We've got 6 main changes that I'd like to highlight in this video. First, we have an increased focus on security and foreign risk. There's the proposal submission limits that all agencies now have to have. Direct to phase 2 options have expanded, so there are more agencies that can offer this. Strategic breakthrough opportunities. This is a brand new option that helps some agencies, not all, give larger awards after a successful phase 2. So it's like a second phase 2, but with the potential to be much larger. There's phase 3 support across all agencies now. And technical and business assistance, or TABA, is also required across all agencies as well. But what that looks like will vary a little bit based on the agency you're interested in. So let's start with that increased focus on security and foreign risk. Federal agencies, by and large, have already had a focus on FOCI, or foreign ownership control and investment. But the process that they're going to use to screen agencies is going to expand. Hopefully, it's going to be a little bit more accurate in what is a real potential threat and what is really not a threat at all. There have been some stories of problems in the past. Hopefully, that will get resolved in the way that it is being handled now. But as a company interested in SBIR or STTR, you should review the ownership structure that you have for your business and any disclosures that you have that are going to have to be part of your application. The proposal submission limits are not entirely new. Some agencies already had this, but it is now required across all agencies to put in place some submission limits. This year, actually this month in July, the agencies all should have defined limits for you so that you can see what they are. And those will start coming out in solicitations next year. So keep an eye out for that. This is meant in part to reduce the load on the agencies and on the reviewers, and also to help make sure that the solicitations that are being addressed by these applications are well put together, that they're not haphazard, that there's real intent in the way that these applications are being written, making sure that they're targeted, making sure that they're well written, by reducing the number of submissions that you could send in. Direct to phase 2 is not entirely new again, but this does open up the opportunity for more agencies to use direct to phase 2 options. Now, direct to phase 2, if you're unfamiliar, is the ability to skip over phase 1. SBIR and STTR are considered phased programs or gated programs where you have phase 1, that's feasibility testing, just to make sure that your innovation is worth pursuing. And then phase 2 is where you're building out that prototype after you've de-risked it through phase 1 work. Direct to phase 2 is the ability for businesses or applicants that have already done that feasibility testing and you're farther along in your development of your innovation. You can go direct to phase 2, which is a larger pool of money with a larger period of performance. And so that opportunity has now been opened up for Department of Energy and NASA to be able to utilize. Previously, the only agencies that could use it were Department of War, Department of Education, and National Institutes of Health. And so now we've opened it up to 2 more agencies out of the 11 total agencies to be able to use this direct phase 2 option. Strategic breakthroughs are new. And so some agencies, again, not all agencies, have the ability to create larger second phase two awards. And we'll see down here at the bottom of the slide that these awards could be up to, but no more than $30 million for a period of up to, but no more than 48 months. Now, again, not every agency has this option, and I would say it's very unlikely that we'll see $30 million awards uh, being pushed out, at least not very frequently. And so keep in mind it could be up to that 30 million, but for every dollar that you've requested or every dollar that is in that award, you have to have an external match for that funding. So keep that in mind if you're interested in potentially pursuing, or if as you're going through your SBIR journey, you need a second phase two award, this could be an option for you. Phase three support, this can look a little bit different depending on which agency you're working with, but all agencies now are required to have personnel that are trained to help the agencies that win an award find phase three opportunities. Now, phase three can be looked at through two different lenses. First is simply commercial success. So can you, as a business, take your innovation that was funded through SBIR phase one and two and successfully commercialize and start selling your innovation? That in some cases is a successful phase three. The other way that you can look at it is all agencies across the government, not just the 11 that are participating in SBIR and STTR, but all agencies have what's called phase three authority, where those agencies can use non-SBIR dollars to fund the continuation of a project that was started through SBIR. Could be SBIR phase one or phase two. If another agency is interested and they have the budget, they can create an award for you, again, using non-SBIR dollars. So depending on the agency you're working with and depending on your innovation, the support for phase three could be the introduction to industry partners, connections with federal acquisition programs, or guidance on securing non-SBIR funding to continue that technology development. So keep an eye out for that and do use that resource. It's there to help you out and to help you get to that next stage. Technical and business assistance, or TABA, if you're familiar with the program, it's pretty frequently just called TABA, is not a new idea, but previously it was optional for all agencies to provide TABA support. Now, TABA is a pot of money that, depending on the agency, either came from your award ceiling or was in addition to your award ceiling that could be used for expenses that are not typically allowed under SBIR and STTR. Now, those expenses typically would be IP support. So if you're hiring an attorney, it could be commercialization support. If you're hiring professionals to help you with market analysis, maybe doing some interviews for you, things like that. Now, all agencies through this new reauthorization are required to offer TABA support. Some agencies will still try to dissuade you from using it because the way that they have it set up will pull money out of your award ceiling. But all agencies now have it as an option for you if you would like to use it. They've also expanded what you're allowed to use it for. So the new activities, and we're just painting with broad strokes here, but you're allowed to use it on cybersecurity, foreign risk assessment, market validation, regulation planning, intellectual property protection, I-Corps participation, and some other specialized business services. So if you need a service provider to help you out, there's a chance that TABA could be used to help you with some of those expenses while you are using the rest of the funding for the direct SBIR STTR work. So with all of those changes, what can FAST do to support you? So here at New Mexico FAST, we have free proposal development assistance. So as you're working on your application we're here to help you out and coach you through the process. We've got templates and writing guides, and we're also here to do reviews for you. So if at any point you would like an extra set of eyes on your application, please feel free to send it over to us. We are not technical experts in every field, but we know what the agencies are looking for, and we can read it for you, make sure that it flows well, and make sure there aren't any gaps in the narrative that you are proposing, and make sure that it is directed toward the agency's goals. We have tailored services for each client. I mentioned that we are under the Arrowhead Center here at New Mexico State University, and we have, at the moment, I think it's a little over 20 different programs all geared toward helping small businesses. So if there's something that we can't provide through FAST, we've got a program that's just across the hall that we could direct you to and get you the support that you need. We do offer microgrants. That's up to $2,000. Typically, we prefer conference travel for these because that gets you in front of potential clients. It gets you in front of agency representatives, potential investment partners, things like that. And so we prefer to send people funding for that, but we'll also help you out with proposal development through funding in part the work from a service provider. So if you need a little help writing, if you need some help with maybe a market analysis or doing those customer surveys, things like that, we're happy to help you out with that as well. And we've got free workshops that will help you out with specific topics. We just ran an IP workshop, so intellectual property workshop. We also ran a tax workshop fairly recently to help you out with some of those ideas so that you understand what you're getting into. We also do agency-specific workshops. Some of these are a little bit longer. We've got multi-week courses where we walk you through the writing process for different agencies. And so we actually have a couple of these coming up. We've got a commercialization multi-week workshop to help you out as you are coming up with the commercialization plans. And we've also got a Department of Energy multi-week session coming up so that you can understand what it is that the Department of Energy is looking for. And the person who's going to be leading that is a former reviewer for the Department of Energy. So he knows what he's talking about. We also frequently bring in agency representatives to come and give talks about what that agency is looking for. We had NSF not too long ago, it was just a few months ago, come and give a presentation about how to use SBIR and STTR funding through the NSF. But we've got different tools available for you. We've got a monthly newsletter that goes out, so take a look at our website, and I'll post that in the description below so you can get to our newsletter there. We've got a video series here on YouTube, so take a look at the other videos that we've got here. We do have an annual conference that we host. So we call it the Innovation Summit. We're actually planning to have that in December this year. So keep an eye out for that as well. We'll keep you updated through the newsletter if you sign up for that. And then we have Canvas integration as well. So it's an online learning platform where you can go through and learn about each of the different agencies. So again, my name is John Waller, is my email up here. And I also have our website on here as well. If you are interested in learning more, please feel free to reach out to me or to go to the website and learn more about it there. Again, I'll put that in the description of this video. Thanks.